Hi everybody, welcome to day 5. So today is going to be a core strengthening class. Going to be starting laid down, and as always just take a moment just to connect, to drop in, and we're going to start with just breathing, attending to the breath for a few rounds of a 3-part yogic breath. So once you're comfortable, feel into the support beneath you and then take your attention down into the belly and just start to breathe from the belly. So fill the tummy up, let that belly expand as much as you can, and then breathe out fully. So breathing in, expanding the belly, breathing out fully. So just a couple more times just so you get that awareness of the breath down at the belly. And then on the next inhale, as you fill the tummy, you're going to send that breath right up to the ribs and the chest, and then all the way out again, letting it all go. So you're breathing in belly, ribs and chest, and then letting it all go from the chest, ribs and belly. And sometimes a little visual is helpful for this. So imagining the belly is sort of the ocean. Big wave as you breathe in comes all the way out to the shore and then out, rolling back into the ocean as that tide rolls out on the exhale. So if you like visuals, then you can use that. So just a couple more rounds, belly, ribs, chest, as we start to breathe, connect, and then you can bend the knees into a semi-supine position. So core day today, we're going to start by just grounding the navel towards the spine and tilting the pelvis so you can feel your tummy muscles tighten up. Holding that there for a couple of breaths. Lower back presses down, pelvis tilts, and then release. Take another breath, same thing again, ground the navel down, lift your right foot off the floor to hover for a couple of breaths. Keep grounding that navel down. If this is too much, just go back to both feet on the floor. Release, take a breath, ground the navel, and then the left foot's coming up. So just let it hover, don't bring it up too high, keep grounding that navel down. One more breath, and then release. Now, pressing that navel down, last one, grounding the navel. See if you can lift both feet just slightly off the floor. If that's too much for your back, please pop one foot down, just repeat. Always take it back a level if you start to feel things aren't right for your body. Well done. So lower the feet, hug the right knee in, stretch the left leg out and straighten that right leg up into the air. Hold on at the back of the thigh, find a nice stretch through the hamstring. You can hold higher up the leg if you want to, if you can reach, or just back of the thigh is fine. Now rebend the knee, take an inhale. As you exhale with your right hand, just open that right knee out to the side for a little hip opener. Stretching out the groin a little bit too. Inhale the knee back to center, hold with the left hand and take it over the left leg for a little twist, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. You're going to straighten that leg up again. And then this time, you're going to take the arms by the sides, press that navel down, lift the left foot off the floor just slightly, and start to scissor switch the legs. Now your head can stay down, or you can lift your head and shoulders off the ground. Keep looking up to the ceiling to avoid crunching your neck. And you're going to finish with that left leg up this time. Bend it in towards you, right leg stretched out. Straighten that left leg up for a nice hamstring stretch. So reaching that heel up towards the ceiling, grounding your shoulder blades down towards the earth and just finding a stretch there. Now rebend the knee, squeeze it in, take an inhale, exhale, open the left knee out to the side, using that left hand. And then inhale back to center, use the right hand to guide the knee over to the right this time. Any amount doesn't have to be far. Inhale, the knee comes back. Exhale, straighten, release the arms, ground the navel down, lift that right leg off the floor. And again, just start to switch out the legs. You can keep your head on the floor. You can bend your knees to modify. Remember, you want to support your back. So taking it back a notch if you need to. Now we're going to come to a full body stretch. Hopefully your core's working a little bit already. And then bring the arms down, hug the knees in, and rock yourself up to seated. Excellent. So come through onto the shins, take a tabletop position, and we're going to stack the joints, shoulders over wrist, and start just with a couple of cat-cows. So tailbone lifts, looking forward, and then rounding through the spine as you exhale, loosening up the spine and the shoulders. And then coming back to that neutral spine, we're going to just lift up to that half down dog and then lower the knees. I'm going to repeat this a few times. So tummy tie, inhale, lift the knees, send the hips back, exhale. So we practice this in our half downward dog, but we're using it now as a little bit of an exercise. Now you can turn this into a full down dog if you'd like to and lower to the knees. Or on this next round, if you want to, you can go from a down dog to a plank, okay? So either repeat what you just did, half down dog and knees down, or full downward dog and finding that plank pose, straightening out the back. So remember, knees can be down or you can do the plank option. So I just want to give everybody an option that's suitable. The option for you today might be lowering your knees and taking a child's pose. Okay, so coming down now, we're going to come onto the forearms, slide the legs back, hands under the shoulders, elbows in, and we're going to lift the chest for a baby cobra, and then exhale, roll it down. So belly stays on the floor, neck stays nice and long. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Now on this next one, you're going to lift the chest and then you're going to lift the hands as well. Keep the neck from straining, hold in. So remember, our core is in the back body as well. We want a nice strong back body as well as the front core. There's a lot going on in our core. Now pushing up to a cobra and lowering back down. And now we're going to take the arms by the side. You're going to lift the chest again, just like you did, and see if you can lift the feet as well. Shalabhasana. Back of the neck stays nice and long. Breathe nice and deeply to support this. If it feels too much, you can put your legs down and just use your chest. Excellent. So release, push up to your knees now. And then sit your bottom back towards the heels, bringing the head to the floor or a block for our child's pose. So take a moment just to ease out through the back body after that little back bend. You might feel that your blood's pumping a little bit already. That's how we know we're using our bigger, stronger muscles. Gets the heart rate going a bit. Excellent. Okay, so now you're going to bring yourself up and we're going to come up to standing. So whatever way is suitable for you, bring yourself up to a standing position and come to the front of your mat. Now, you're going to step the right foot back behind you and feel around on the ball of the back foot, knee and ankles in line on that front leg for a high lunge, high crescent. You can pop the heel down if you lose your balance. Pull your left hip back to level your hips off and inhale the arms up. So really draw in and up below the navel and squeeze the inner thighs together. Take an inhale and we're going to come in a moment into a side twist. So you're going to take that right arm back, left arm forward. Keep pressing into your right big toe. So this is challenging now, getting into the side obliques as well. Step forwards as you exhale. Wonderful. So left foot steps back, feel around on the ball of the back foot, put a little bend in your back knee to help with your balance. Pull the right hip back, inhale, arms up. Hold for a moment, keep zipping everything in and up, allowing that core to support you. And on the next exhale, left arm goes back, right arm forward for that twist. Inhale, arms back to center. Exhale, hands to the heart, step forward to the front of your mat. On the next inhale, the arms are going to come all the way up. Bend the elbows and knees as you fold forward. And you're going to step the right foot back to the knees and the left foot back to the knees. Right leg extends, left leg extends to a plank, or you can keep with the knees or lower the knees for a modified plank. So again, find what you're working with, and any of them are fine today. So knees can be up, down, whatever you feel. And we're going to lower down onto the mat now. So pop those knees down and then come back to that cobra, lifting the chest and releasing. And then push into your knees or push it up to plank, your choice. And you can either take a child's pose or you could lift those hips up for a downward dog. So feel free to, pause and go back and redo things if you need to. So back to your hands and knees now. Neutral spine, tabletop position. Push it into the tops of the feet like we did yesterday. We're going to lift the knees to hover. Draw that lower belly right in. Release, take a breath, and then repeat it. So really sucking everything in as you lift those knees to hover. Now we're going to lower back down to the mat so you can use your forearms, and we're coming back onto the belly for another round of Shalabhasana. So arms by your sides, pubis down, chest lifts, and then the legs lift. Remember to modify, you could just lift one leg at a time or no legs, just practice the chest today. Breathe nice and deeply to support this, and then release on the exhale. Let your head rest on your hands and just feel the body relaxing here. Now for the second round of this, you can take your hands back behind you or you can take them straight out in front and do the same thing. So we inhale, everything lifts up, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Nice deep breaths as we really start to work the body, and then coming down. And again, if you want to stay in things longer, you can always repeat this. You can challenge yourself more. Hands behind the back, clasp the fingers, and again, everything's lifting. Shalabhasana, third variation. I always find I wobble a little bit in this one. Back of the neck long, focusing on the breath. You're strong, you can do this. And then hands come down, you're going to lift up to cobra and then push all the way up to the knees and come back to that child's pose. Once again, releasing into the back body. So we always like to counter the postures. So if you've done a back bend, open the front body, you then want to get into the back body. Give it a nice little counter pose. So making your way back up now onto your shins. Hands are coming behind your back. Clasp the fingers and roll the chest open. And then bring the hands in front. Lift them up and take a little side bend each side. So we're just easing everything out now, what we just did. Hands can come to the back of the head. Elbows nice and wide. Release the neck and then lift those arms up again. Inhale. And exhale to release. You're going to sweep the feet off to one side. So bring those legs in front and lie yourself down on your back. So just take in a moment here now. We're going to do a few just little pelvic lifts. So not a full bridge pose. You're just going to push into the feet, lift the hips and lower them just a couple of times. And this just helps to reset the pelvis. Makes it a little bit easier when we come to lying down. But before we do that, we're just going to open the feet a bit wider, take the knees from side to side. And then you're just going to hold it over at your right. Come back to center and then just hold it just that moment longer at the left. Wonderful. Now bring the knees back, hug one knee in, hug the other in. Lift the head and shoulders up, nose to knees, and then release the head. Feet are coming to the floor. You're going to ground the navel to the spine, lift the tailbone if you need to, and then come into Shavasana. So getting comfortable, lying down, arms by your sides, palms up. Please ensure you're supported. So you might need a blanket under the knees, a cushion under the head. You might need to bend your knees. Your spine wants to be neutral, your natural comfort so that it's not straining. And then just let yourself be. Just let yourself be here for a few moments. Letting the breath steady, letting the body relax, letting go of all effort, all tension, knowing that you've done a great job working the core just a little bit goes a long way. Just letting go of gripping, and then starting to bring some movements to the body. And as I've said every day, if you want to pause this and stay in your Shavasana for a while, you can go ahead. Otherwise, just make movements through the body and then roll yourself off to one side to come to your seat. So I'm coming back through onto the shins. And we're just going to take a few moments here just to balance the energy with a little bit of pranayama. So this is just a visualization where as you inhale, you're going to visualize the breath going up the right nostril, and as you exhale out of the left. Inhale up the left nostril, exhale out of the right. Inhale at the right, exhale out of the left. So keep doing that couple more rounds. It's just a visual, just an imagination that the breath is alternating nostrils. This is how we work the masculine and feminine energy, how we balance that. So making this the last round. And then breathing through both nostrils just as you normally do, but nice full breaths. Letting both breaths sort of meet up at the third eye in between the eyebrows and then out. Wonderful. So letting that go, we'll bring the hands to the heart to finish. You've done amazing. I wish you all a fabulous day. Don't forget to set an intention for how you want your day to go today. You're going to bring the thumbs to the forehead and bow our heads. Namaste.